We are fast approaching iPhone season for 2023 in September, and I couldn't be more excited to see what Apple has in store for us for the new iPhone 15 lineup. I thought it would be fun just to kind of sit down and talk about the biggest rumors surrounding the iPhone 15 and break down my thoughts on each one as we go through this video. First, the biggest change that I think a lot of us in the tech community are really excited about is the transition from Lightning to USB-C. So we can finally truly use one cable with all of our devices instead of having to lug around extra cables just specific for the iPhone. But even better is that the USB-C standard is simply more capable than Lightning. It supports much faster charging speeds, so we should be able to expect to charge our phones a lot faster. And more importantly, transfer speeds should be significantly faster. Yes, we've always had AirDrop, and that is an incredible feature in its own right. But when you are trying to transfer massive video files and pictures between Apple devices, having USB-C will make this whole process much faster, especially if Apple takes it up a notch and decides to add Thunderbolt 3 or Thunderbolt 4 USB-C ports, which give transfer speeds as fast as 40 gigabits per second, which would be incredible. Like, my hand would be up for that. I would love that on a Pro iPhone. Next, it is said that the entire iPhone 15 lineup is rumored to feature the all-new Dynamic Island that used to only be exclusive on the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max from last year. I think this is great for everybody involved, really, especially the developers who have to put the time and effort to develop their apps to be compatible with this feature. By only having it on the Pro models last year, I did feel it limited the Dynamic Island's potential, as there are just way more iPhones without Dynamic Island than with Dynamic Island, so there wasn't a whole lot of incentive for third-party developers to really develop something cool and useful for that feature. So fingers crossed, I'm really hoping that we see more use cases with Dynamic Island this year, as although I found it to be innovative and fun, it mostly lived in the background and I didn't really use it that much. It pretty much only became useful for things like having Spotify play in the background. The next cool rumor in the mill has to do with this exclusive design that will separate the Pro iPhone 15s from the regular iPhone 15s. It's said that the Pro models will have much thinner bezels compared to the 14 Pro, essentially giving an even better screen-to-body ratio, and I'm all for that. And apparently the Pro models will be made of titanium instead of stainless steel for the chassis. From my research, this would mean that the Pro iPhones should feel lighter this time around, as titanium is lighter than stainless steel, and it should be less prone to smudges and fingerprints like we would see on traditional Pro models from the past. If it looks anything like the finish on the Apple Watch Ultra, which is also made of titanium, I'm all for this design change, and I'm pretty excited to see how the final product turns out. It's also rumored that there will be an action button that will replace the mute switch and be capable of different things like activating shortcuts, turning on a camera, a flashlight, and so forth. It would be identical actually to the one that we would find on the Apple Watch Ultra, where you could just program it to do whatever you want. I do have mixed feelings about this one. I was a fan of the mute switch, as it was super easy to have a tactile way to reliably mute your phone. But I mean, I guess this single button press can also serve to be a mute switch if you desire to set it up that way. And I just, in general, I do like the potential to just have an extra customizable button, as it should help enhance how quickly we want to do the actions on our phone that are the most important to us. Before we keep talking about iPhone 15 rumors, I want to take the time to share with you my favorite desk for using my MacBook Pro on, which is a 55 by 28 inch environmentally friendly and durable bamboo desktop with a white desk frame from FlexiSpot, who were kind enough to partner with me on this portion of the video. I went with this color combo as I wanted the desk to look alive and bright, instead of the muted black desks I'm used to seeing. I find this color combination matches really nicely with all the accessories that I have on my desk. On their website, you can customize the desk color and size, so you don't need to get the exact one I have. It is a standing desk at the end of the day, so it does have a powerful dual motor lifting system that is incredibly smooth when changing height. There is a keypad to adjust the height manually, or you can set a custom preset for sitting down and one for standing up to make the transition easier. It's overall just good for your body to mix up how you work, especially for really long sessions. I really am trying to avoid like the classic hunch and back pain you'd get typically from sitting at a desk all day. Below the desk is how I manage my cables as well. FlexiSpot has an excellent cable management tray accessories to ensure it looks clean across the board. If you guys are interested in a standing desk from FlexiSpot, be sure to click the link in the description down below to purchase one today. I'd recommend checking out the E7 standing desk for the Labor Day sale that's going on right now. And they also do provide a 15-year warranty and free return policy if you are unhappy with your purchase. Thank you, FlexiSpot, for partnering with me on this portion of the video. This next rumor is actually a much bigger deal than it looks. Apple is making upgrades to how the iPhone wirelessly charges by finally adding support for the new Qi 2 standard, which allows for up to 15 watts of wireless charging from non-MagSafe third-party accessories. So beforehand, if you had a non-Apple certified wireless charger for your iPhone, you'd only be getting about 7.5 watts, which was half the speed of using a MagSafe certified charger at 15 watts. So if you wanted faster speeds, you had to pay more money, typically more money, for a certified MagSafe charger. So it's good to see that now more third-party options are going to be available at faster speeds, and it should relatively be cheaper for everybody involved if you don't want to dish out, more money for a MagSafe certified accessory. Okay, so this next one is really cool if it's true. It's been rumored that Apple will be shipping color matched braided USB-C to USB-C cables rather than a plain white one like we've seen in the past with their lightning cables. But even cooler than that is that the USB-C cable included in the box might be 50% longer than before, measuring at about 1.5 meters. So not only would we be potentially getting a more durable cable because it's braided now, but we're gonna get a longer one at that, which is perfect for people who want extra flexibility of a longer cable to use their phone while charging. Let's talk cameras now. So it's been rumored that the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus will be getting the 48 megapixel camera that was only on the 14 Pro and Pro Max models from last year. That's awesome, as the pictures I got out of my 14 Pro were incredible to say the least, in large part thanks to that 48 megapixel sensor. The only caveat is that it may not be the exact same sensor. It actually might be a smaller one compared to the sensors on the Pro cameras, but I think it still is going to be a solid upgrade from the last year's regular iPhone 14s. There's also been a lot of talk about a periscope lens that is exclusively only going to be available on the iPhone 15 Pro Max or iPhone 15 Ultra. I've heard that name tossed around, that Apple might just go from Pro Max to Ultra. I actually kind of prefer the Ultra name, but we'll see what they do. But anyways, if you're not familiar with what a periscope lens is, it essentially would allow the iPhone to optically zoom to 5x and even potentially 10x, which would greatly enhance the zoom range and quality of long distance shots that you're taking on the iPhone. This is not the same as digitally zooming into a photo where you would like almost punch in, and then as you would zoom in, you would see the noise and quality of the photo go down. This would be completely different. With the periscope lens, you'd be getting a true optical zoom that would leave out all of the like inefficiencies of digitally zooming into a photo. So the final result will be a better looking image than if you had just digitally pinched in and zoomed in. In terms of performance, the Pro iPhones are expected to also be getting the new A17 chip, which honestly is only rumored to be 10% faster than last year. But the interesting thing is that it might use 35% less power to do so. So that's pretty intriguing. Using less power does mean more battery life, and that's always a really good thing. And finally, the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max might see an increase in price of about $100 to $200 in that range. I'm not entirely shocked here. This is disappointing. Like, nobody ever wants to pay more for a device, but with the state of the world and the economy, the cost of anything feels like it's going up these days. So just something to keep in mind over the next few weeks if you are planning on buying a new iPhone, specifically the Pro model, to maybe save some extra money. The standard iPhone 15 models that are not the Pros are rumored to stay exactly at the same starting price of $799 US. So that's all the iPhone 15 rumors that I wanted to talk about for today. Comment hashtag I made it if you finished this video, and let me know what you think about the new iPhone and the rumors leading up into September. It's an exciting time just to be a fan of tech, and I'd love to have a conversation with you down below. Click my latest video right here to watch my next video, and I'll catch all of you guys in the next one. Peace.